Sneha. I'm the non-technical captain, and with me today I have...
Hi, my name is Dan. I am the technical captain on the team.
And today we'll be talking about gears versus sprockets. So Dan, could you please explain to me what this is?
Yeah, so that is a gear, specifically a spur, and you can tell by all the lines on the teeth are all straight. There are different types of gears. Like I said, this is a spur, but there's also herringbone and double herringbone. The difference is herringbone, they're like diagonal lines, and double herringbone, it's like a V or a chevron.
So do gears come in one shape and size?
No, gears come in different sizes. Like I said, there's different types of gears, but they also come in different sizes. You can get really small ones. Well, this is just like a medium, but you can also get really big ones or even bigger. They come in different sizes. Normally, there's standard sizing, and that's what you normally can buy. But if you have access to a 3D printer, you can make them as small or big as you want. You just gotta make the math correct.
So what do bigger gears do versus smaller gears? Like, what's their purpose difference?
So generally you want to stick with the smallest gear you can, because they just are a lot more space efficient. But there are reasons you want big gears, specifically when you start doing gear ratioing. What that is when you have a big gear with a small gear. Saying this one is the one that's moving, and this is the one that's connected. If I'm spinning this, one full rotation means multiple of the small one, so it moves a lot faster. That way we can get speed, but it's a lot weaker, meaning at some point you could probably hold the wheel or whatever you're doing and it would just stop, and that'd probably hurt your motors. But you can also do it in the opposite, in reverse. You can have the small gear moving to the big one. So when you do that, it's a lot slower, but you get a lot more torque.
Could you explain to our viewers what torque is?
Yeah, torque in the simplest terms would probably be the amount of power you have. Torque is a very common thing in anything mechanical or anything moving, really. I think the simplest way to put it is, if you've ever done anything with pulleys or something like that, if you were to carry a normal box by yourself, it'd probably be pretty heavy. But if you have a pulley with a lot of small to big gears or big to small gears, it would be a lot easier. If you ever go to like a science center or something like that, that's probably a good example you would see. Seeing all the different gear ratioing you could do. It just helps with, it can help you pick up heavy items with a lot less force.
So just to clarify, torque is the resisting force?
Torque is the amount of force you can pull.
Got you.
Yes.
Switching gears, could you explain what this is to me?
Yes, that is a sprocket. Pretty small one, in fact. The difference between gears and sprockets is gears, the only way you can have them connect is if they're touching. With sprockets, if you try and do the same thing, it's not going to work. Or it's going to work really, really bad. The main thing you want to do sprockets with is chains. Chains or belts. You can use either. Let me see if I can get that. So whenever you're moving this one, using the chain or belt of your choice, you can also move the other one. You can get a lot greater distance between both compared to the gears, which they have to be touching next to each other.
So where in the robot would you use sprockets versus gears?
It really depends on how much space you want to use.
Mm-hmm.
If you got a lot of space, you could probably do gears, but you want to keep it as short of a distance as possible. If you're trying to go from one end of your robot to the other, you're going to need so many gears, it's not even worth it. You're better off using chains or belts, because that way you can only have one end and the other one on the other end, and that's enough to spin. You don't need so many gears to make it work.
So is that a chain or a belt?
Trick question, actually. It's a chain belt.
Oh, fancy compound word.
The main difference is chain is the material of this.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the links and everything. If you just say you have a chain, it's normally implied that you have a loop thingy, but the correct terminology is this would be a chain belt because of the loop. A normal chain would be like a string. It's got one start end and an end point, but this is a chain belt. You can also get them with normal belts, and the normal belts are made of type of plastic, and they're a lot larger. You can get them from different thicknesses, and those are normally used for conveyor belts.
So you said conveyor belts. What are some other real-life examples where we would see gears or sprockets?
Yeah, you can actually see both in an elevator.
Oh, really?
Yes. Elevator is very big. You can fit like multiple people.
Mm-hmm.
But the motors are actually a lot smaller in comparison. So the motors use a lot of gear ratioing to change that small energy of the motor to be able to carry a lot of force. But it also uses pulleys made of belts to be able to lift up and down the elevator.
So the pulleys use sprockets, not gears.
Pulleys normally use string or chain. You can use either.
Got you.
Really, a pulley is a open loop. That's why I'm saying you can use a normal chain or string because it has a start and an end point. And as you pull, the end point gets either closer or farther away from you.
Got it. I think that's all I have for you. Is there any other things you would like to clarify for our viewers before we head out?
No, I think that's really it.
Thank you for watching our video. Stay tuned for our next one.
Bye.